Hello. We had something happen this week that was, to me, really interesting and to me, really educational. And to the person that happened to, I hope, very, very special. Warren Buffett very plainly says that the enemies of the equity investor are expenses and emotion. Now, we spend a lot of time talking about expenses here at the Laughing Retirement because the 2% that you pay everybody else before you earn anything, and sometimes even when you don't earn anything, that's a lot of money. And I can show you how over the course of a retirement, that can be $115,000+. That's a lot of years in retirement if you're living right. So having expenses in retirement is very expensive. And since Warren Buffett says that it's our enemy, we need to look at them. But today we're going to talk about emotion and what emotion does to us when we don't have a process and we don't have a goal. We had a class member, somebody who's taking the perpetual income engine class, who, after looking at class, after going through her process, purchased a bank at a very low price. Matter of fact, it was a very smart purchase. Plus, she had the guts for one of the first times in her life to push the button and buy the stock herself. She did a darn good job. And in this case, she got a bank that was going to pay her well over 5%, had a history of doing so consistently, had a very low payout rate, and that fit very nicely into her portfolio. She should be proud. The next day, she got online and was looking around, and she read a post by what I call a tout. It's a newsletter guy who basically said, this isn't over. More banks are going to go under. This is a problem. Banks have a problem, et cetera, et cetera. They're weak right now, blah, 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 blah. She got scared and sold the stock that she just bought for a $2 per share gain. Now, as I did the numbers, she got 6+% in 24 hours. Not too shabby. She got scared. Her emotion got the best of her. Even though she made money, she made a mistake. Why? Let's look through it. First of all, does this tout know what's going to happen to this bank or any banks for that matter? No. Second of all, at this date, and it's April 4th, has the tout been right about other banks going under? No. Third of all, does the tout have any responsibility at all to anybody he writes for? No, he doesn't. If no banks go under, he sold newsletters. He got people to trade. He did his job. Was what she read helpful? No. Did the person who did this, who sold the stock, did they understand that this person had no responsibility to them, that this person didn't know what was going to happen to this bank, that this person didn't know what was going to happen to any banks? No. The emotion got the better of the logic and the process. That's why Warren Buffett says the enemies of the equity investor are expenses and emotion. This person made money, but lost the big picture. What is your big picture? Do you have a process? Do you know exactly what all your expenses are? Do you know how much you pay your FA? Do you know how much the expenses of your mutual funds and your ETFs are? I'll bet you don't. But I'll bet you it's costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars over a period of 20, 30 years in retirement. And I'll bet you that you can be better off without them. So why doesn't anybody say you shouldn't buy the mutual fund? You shouldn't buy the ETF because they make money off it. They make money from you. You sit in fourth place at the dinner table of financial services. Your FA gets paid first, your financial advisor. The second person that gets paid is the company that they work for. Third person that gets paid is the investment manager. And sometimes when the market goes up enough, after all those expenses, you might get paid. And so the emotion got the better of this person because they didn't think of the process that they had. So that's why we eliminate emotion. That's why we stick to the process that we have in the PI course that allows you to profit first. That's enough for today's lesson. Listen, the class member who did that will never do it again. They learned. Have I done this? Have I made this mistake? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have sold something that I bought because I panicked. Hasn't happened in a while because I've learned. I've learned that the process is more important than the emotion, that the goal is more important than the emotion, that the lack of fees is more important than the emotion. You see, when you put those things together, you wind up with something that is incredibly beautiful and that is designed to serve you first, not anybody else. It's like learning to fly. The first time you land, it's kind of scary. Believe me, I've been there. First time I got done and I finally taxied the plane to the right place and stopped. It was like, holy mackerel, what just happened to me? It's the same here. She just landed her plane just fine for the right time. She will learn never to do it that way again. I made mistakes on my first landing, and I won't make them anymore. She made mistakes on a purchase of something, got scared. She won't do it anymore. See, it's a process. Process over problem. Process over emotion. Process over fear. Process over expense. If you're interested in this at all, please take a look at the free class that you can have. Please take a look at how you can eliminate thousands of dollars per year in expenses for $150 over a course of 7 months and have a regular financial advisor, a guy like me, teach you along the way twice a month, if that's what you want. If not, put emotions first, put expenses first, and you get what you get. We're just here to help. Please join the Laughing Retirement community. Please take a look at the free class that we have. Please consider how your life can change if you subscribe to the Laughing Retirement, if you like this video, and if you will join the PI class. Thanks. I'm Chip Stites, founder and creator of the Laughing Retirement and the Perpetual Income Engine. Enjoy.